Today may be Wednesday, but really I'm calling it a Taco Tuesday day. Let's check out that reserve list. Let's see if it's crumbled or soared to new heights. A Market Watch video is coming up next. Hey guys, welcome back. MTG Moxman here. How you doing? We're going to check out the reserve list today. See how our mighty cards have fallen. Or see how they're doing in general. Are they going up? Are they going down? How is the reserve list faring? Is it falling apart like everyone promised? Is it collapsing? I don't think so. This is a Market Watch update. Let's take a look at the cards and see how they're doing today. Let's check this out. First card I want to talk about is Omen of Fire. You don't see cards like this anymore. Wizards doesn't do these multifunctional cards that just wreck certain decks. So it's a 2 red, 3 other casting cost. It returns all islands to owner's hands, and anyone with a white permanent in play sacrifices a white permanent for each white permanent they have in play. That's so mean, guys. That's a horrible, mean card. $10 Canadian, $4.50 in the US, and only $2 in the EU. This is a card from Alliances you can get behind and say, that is a mean card. Can you imagine using that commander and just throttling somebody by accident? Won't make many friends, I'm telling you that. But it's a very affordable card for the price you're talking about. You've got to go and look for those near mint copies though, right? I mean, when we get around to the market where everyone's buying again and people try to do a second level buyout, a third level buyout, and the cards really start disappearing into people's binders forever, when this happens, you want to be in a position to have those near mint cards so you command the higher price above your competitors and you can actually underplay things, okay? It's a great card. If you're looking for it, that is definitely a fun card to have in a deck. All right, let's go to card number 2, Drop of Honey. Now, Drop of Honey, of course, is Arabian Nights. Amazing card, technically reprinted in cards like Professary Nodes and stuff in white. And, you know, it's got some different colors it can play with. But as a green card, 1 casting cost, blowing up creatures is still lots of fun each turn. The creature with lowest power gets blown up. Now, the average price is $9.50 in Canada. When you compare that to Professary Nodes at, what, a couple of bucks? Ridiculous. $7.70 in the USA, $5.80 in the EU. The sales are very slow. There were numerous sales for slabbed copies recently. I'm not counting those as a general sale principle. The card is still sought after because it's Arabian Nights. There are people out there still trying to complete sets of Arabian Nights, so it's still going to be after, you know, people want it. But it is slowly slipping in price like a lot of other cards. So if it's a card you're after, I can see this settling down further still as players just kind of cough up some copies. So keep an eye on if it's a card you want. It is amazing artwork. I love the card. I used to use it all the time. Lots of decks. Lots of decks and fun. All right, our next card, the Two-Headed Giant of Forays. Forays? Average price for unlimited copies. I know I'm showing you a beta there, but it's a nice crisp copy. So, unlimited, you're talking... Oh, people are chatting with me. My apologies. People are chatting. You guys know how it goes. All right. Unlimited copies, we're talking $96 Canadian. Okay, not bad. $77 in the US, and of course you got $60 in the EU. The sales are actually steady. There are people buying these, especially the collector copies, which are going for $35, $40. There is people out there buying this card still, and it's buying with enough sales that I can say it's steady. 1 copy a week, 2 copies a week, kind of spaced out, but it is selling. So way to go, Two-Headed Giant. You're rocking things out. Good times are ahead for you. All right, now you ready? You ready for this? Lodestone Bobble. I've always liked this card. I have it. I have a copy, what, back here? Right there? Oh, you guys can't see that. How rude of me. There you go, right there. You see it? Okay. My Lodestone Bobble sitting there. I remember using this all the time. I would sack cards with my Zurinor back in the day, bring them back with Lodestone Bobble, and draw a card. It was a lot of fun, guys. It was a lot of fun. Okay? Fairly decent card. Now, the average price, $10 in Canada, seems very reasonable. $6 in the USA, $3.50 in EU. It all kind of manages out quite nicely. The sales are steady. It's got multiple sales in a week, kind of across multiple platforms. Moving well. Okay? No problems at all. I'm fine with it. I don't mind at all. I expect this card to be one of those cards that gets hit up later on in reserve list buyouts. It is a 0 casting cost artifact. It goes well with affinity decks. So, you know, you can see why it gets pumped up when it sells. And it ain't coming back anytime soon. And for a 0 casting cost artifact, come on. Who would not want that for their deck? All right? Next card. All right. The Pillar. Now, the Pillar is not the best enchantment out there. I mean, dealing 5 damage is nice for 4. Right? I don't mind this card at all. It's still very cheap. It's really settled back down from where it was before. So you're looking at like $6.50 in Canada, $2.50 in the US, $1.30 in the EU. The sales are still steady. There's still people picking this up for $6, $7, a couple copies at a time. I guess people are just kind of building a little bit of stock on the card. The artwork is very nice, and of course it does still get played. So it's kind of nice to know a card you can see in multiple decks still and get brought back quite easily. So good for you, Pillar. Not bad. We'll see what you do later on, but right now you can just settle down a little further, I think, for us. So far, nothing I've shown you is collapsing, is it? We're like hanging in there. Things are looking good, looking strong. Reserve list is not dying. We're okay. All right, let's go on to the next one. Next card is Scorched Ruins. I have used this in Eldrazi decks from the day I saw this card and saw my Eldrazi. All right, the average price here is $75 in Canada. It's a great card, $50 in the US, $40 in the EU. These sales are kind of strong. It has multiple sales in a week, and some of the sales are in still the $90 range, depending on the condition of the copy of the card. So there are a few people out there really trying to get their hands on a Scorched Ruin. It is a nice card. It's very playable in many decks, including Commander. I like it. I always have. I do have a play set of 4, plus an additional set that I hold on to just in case, right? So if you're thinking about a card like that, and you ask me if it's going to slip down a little bit, I don't see it slipping very much. It seems to have traction where it is, and it's holding strong. So if you're looking for this card to dip, you probably won't get much lower than what it's at right now. Something to keep in mind. Now, to end things off, we're only about 6 minutes into the video, and if you've made it this far in the video, I want to bring up 2 topics right now, okay? Because you've made it this far. Revised cards. I've had a few people asking, and I've been looking around. Revised cards are slipping across the board. When I go on eBay as a main listing site, I start checking prices and sold listings, everything is receding back. As the first time revised cards really got hit for a buyout, you're seeing a lot of cards settle back in. A lot of people put slabbed copies up at very high prices that they're not going to get for those cards. But since they paid so much to slab it, they really can't take less, so they're going to sit there in the market a very long time. The other cards that are near mint or light played, I saw some light played plateaus for $300. I saw a heavily played Taiaga for $299. Things are settling down. Now, I'm not saying you go just for the dual lands. If you're thinking like, oh, the dual lands are coming down in price, which is nice for those who are trying to grab them. But I'm thinking more along the lines of those near mint other cards. Near mint lands that are going to be really cheap in the next 4 or 5 months as people keep moving money along. When you're looking for those things, you're looking at products like Revised, you want to look near mint. You want these prices to fall so you can gobble up some of that stock if you're an investor and hold this thing a long time. If you've got, you know, the patience to hold things that long, 8, 10, 12 years. Because yes, there is a really large amount of Revised out there, but that does not mean that it's all near mint. That does not mean that it's going to be collector grade. There'll still be a lot of collector grade stuff out there, but not as much as you think or other people think, just like we learned with other sets. So if you go looking for near mint stuff and you start picking up the odd card for $2, $3, $4, it will add something to your collection later on if you're trying to be an investor and move cards along. Near mint Soul Ring, Fast Bond, Brain Geyser, Fork, contract cards, the antique cards, that kind of stuff that may kind of settle down further. There might be cards you want to grab when they hit those new lows. Where's the bottom? I don't know. Nobody knows that. But I'm just tracking and saying, hey, if dual lands are settling down, and you can look, everything's settling down. There's a few people selling allotment cards, like a whole chunk of cards at once for like $100. I'm thinking about that stuff because that might not be a bad buy now for 10 years from now, right? Good idea to keep an eye on it. Now, that leads me to my second part, and that's going to be my thoughts on Unlimited. Unlimited is also settling down. Most people don't make it this far in my videos to even know what I'm talking about, but in this case, I'm telling you, they are settling down. I can see things kind of receding back in price. Not every card and not slabbed copies. Slabbed, stay away from at these prices. It's not worth getting into right now. But find the people putting their near mint copies up for less value because they figure the buyout's over and they want to make some cash now. Look out for those deals. Set your prices. Know what you want to go in looking for, but there are unlimited cards that will be a good buy. Some dual lands are even dipping a bit like the Plateau. I'm looking at it going, that is getting tempting soon. So I'm not saying you have to go and buy anything because remember, this is not an investment channel. This is an entertainment channel for entertainment purposes. And I didn't graduate no Magic University. But as a person who likes to buy a lot of Magic cards, I can tell you Unlimited is calming down too, which means soon Beta and Alpha will follow. Keep an eye out if it's cards you're after. If you want me to research some prices, you know my email. Hit me up. I'll be happy to help you out. It's very interesting times coming up with all the products coming out. I'm very curious to see how everything will play out in the long term. There's going to be another buyout. The question is when. Are we going to be the people here who hold the line? hold on to this stuff so we can make bigger profits later? I don't know. Some of us will, some of us won't. But it's a great time to see what's going on out there. This is MTG Moxman. Thanks a lot for hanging in at the end. Guys, have an awesome night tonight. Have a Taco Tuesday night. And I will see you guys tomorrow. See you soon. Guys, to all my amazing patrons out there, I hope you're all having a Taco Tuesday night. I hope you have shopped smart, shopped S-smart. And remember, it is all in the Necronomicon. It all explained why patrons are awesome. You ever have those days like you feel like the theme of Jaws is like following you around? Dun 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 dun. Whew. 90 subs till our cake party. Roughly. I mean, I still have to get in. I gotta make sure people understand what's going on. I'll do a final video, but we are getting there. 90 subs until we do a lot of pack openings, people. A lot of pack openings. And so much mailing to do. And it is all going to be worth it. And it's all because of all the viewers and my patrons and the wonderful people I've dealt with. You guys are awesome. And I hope you never forget that. I'm very appreciative. Guys, have a great one.